If you're in the market for a USB microphone, it can get quite confusing with all the different features and specifications being thrown around. So in this video, I'm going to break it down, make it simple, and help you choose the best USB microphone for you. Let's go. Hi, my name is Pete, and this is Studio Live Today, where I help you create, record, and release your best music. And one of the quickest and easiest ways to get some sound into your Mac, your PC, or your iPad or iPhone is to use a USB microphone. Now, what is a USB microphone? Well, it's a microphone that has a USB connection, meaning that you can plug it directly into your Mac or PC or into your iPad or iPhone using a Lightning to USB cable. So it's a very quick and convenient way to get started with recording. Now, all USB microphones have a couple of things in common. They will have a microphone capsule to pick up your audio, and they will have somewhere to plug in a USB cable that can then be connected directly into your Mac or PC or into your iPad or iPhone via that USB to Lightning adapter. And the great thing about a USB microphone, especially for those starting out in recording, is that it has its own built-in audio interface. So once you plug in the USB cable, this will replace the audio input and output of your Mac, your PC, or your iPhone or iPad. Now, all of the microphones that I talk about in this video are listed down in the description, and those are affiliate links, meaning that if you make a purchase, they will break off a little chunk and send it my way. However, before we start talking about the specific models, there's a few questions that we need to ask to help you determine what your needs are and which microphone you should go for. The first question is, what are you recording? If you're recording music, guitars, vocals, and other instruments, you may need a higher end microphone that's going to have more options and better audio quality. However, if you're recording a podcast or doing live streaming or recording spoken word audio, you may be able to go for one of the more budget models and save yourself some cash. Question 2 is, will you need to monitor your audio? So a lot of the lower end USB microphones don't have a headphone jack, which means that if you are recording, say, a guitar and then you want to overdub, which is recording a vocal over the top, you're not going to be able to hear back that original recording as you're recording the second track. Now, again, if you're doing spoken word, podcast, other types of audio, that may not be a problem. But if you're recording music, you'll need a headphone jack to make sure that you can monitor your audio. Question 3 is, what will you be recording to? So if you're recording to a Mac or a PC, even without a headphone jack, you can sometimes route around and use your sound card's output to actually hear back. If you're using an iPhone or an iPad, you won't be able to do that. And you'll also need a Lightning to USB adapter to convert the USB signal into a Lightning signal to send into your iPhone or your iPad. And I've got a complete video all about Lightning to USB adapters, which is linked up the top and will also be at the end of this video. And question number 4 is, what is your budget? So you can spend anything from $50 or less up to $250 plus on a USB microphone, and you're going to get a different set of features and a different level of quality as you go up in price. So that's what we're going to jump into now. We're going to start talking about those specific features and the specific models of USB microphone that you can consider. So as I mentioned before, the number one feature on my list of must-haves on a USB microphone is a headphone jack. Now, this means that we can plug in a pair of headphones as we record. We can turn the volume up and down here on this one, the Samson Meteor, and things like the Blue Yeti have the same sort of functionality. So it means we can monitor our audio through headphones, playing back and recording at the same time. One of the practical things to consider is how you will actually set up your microphone. So most of them come with their own built-in stands, like the Samson Meteor here, but if you get something like the Behringer or the Samson C1, they don't have that. You need your own microphone stand to go along with this. So keep that in mind when you're choosing a mic as well. Let's talk about audio signal quality for a moment. So most of your entry level and even your middle of the range USB microphones are 16-bit and 44.1 or 48 kilohertz sampling rate. Now, if that means nothing to you, don't worry, but keep in mind that CD quality is 16-bit and 44.1 kilohertz. So that has been pretty much the industry standard of the past. However, in about the last 5 years, 24-bit has become a lot more common. So if you want the absolute best quality in your USB microphone, you may want to look for one that has a 24-bit interface. Another thing to consider is the polar pattern of the microphone. Now, most of them will be a cardioid, which means it's a unidirectional microphone that you stand in front of and you talk into, and that's going to capture your sound. There are some models like the Blue Yeti that has 4 different polar patterns. So it has bidirectional, it has cardioid, it has stereo mode, and it even has an omnidirectional, so you can record all the way around it. So if you are looking to do recordings of podcasts with 2 people, wanting to get more of a spatial kind of atmospheric sound, then you may want to consider the polar patterns, but most of them, as I mentioned, will have a single cardioid polar pattern. So let's jump into some specific microphones now. Here we have the Behringer C1u. Now this is a great value entry-level microphone. It's about $60 US to buy. It has its own stand here built in, so you can connect it to a mic stand and have that set up any way you like. It is a single cardioid pattern and is a 16-bit microphone. So I've been using this one for a couple of years now. I picked it up secondhand and it's a really solid microphone. It does a good job. It doesn't have a headphone jack. So if you are using this to do multi-track audio recording, I wouldn't recommend this one. There's some others that we'll jump to that I'm going to recommend. Like this one here, the Samson C1u studio condenser microphone. Now this is similar to the Behringer. It has the same 16-bit audio interface, the same sort of cardioid polar pattern, and the same rugged build quality and good quality audio. But this is going to be great for your spoken word and for your music because it has the benefit of that headphone jack built in. So you're going to be able to plug in a pair of headphones. But apart from that, it's a pretty simple interface. But you can see there, it's a 4.5-star rating. It's an Amazon choice. And for less than $80, you're going to get a really good quality microphone. Sticking with Samson for a moment, the Samson Meteor. I can't recommend this one enough in terms of portability, quality, reliability, and features because we have the headphone jack on here. We've got a mini USB cable there that makes it super convenient. We've got a mute button on the front here and a volume control so we can dial in exactly what level of monitoring that we're getting back. And this little baby retails for usually less than $60 US. So again, a really good bargain, and it comes with a velour pouch, which I just love. So the Samson Meteor, another great option for your USB mic. Let's shift over to Blue microphones now because Blue are one of the most popular and successful manufacturers of USB microphones, and there's a reason for that because they make good quality stuff. Now the Blue Snowball is one that I don't personally recommend. The main reason is that it doesn't have a headphone jack. Now there's two different models. There's the Snowball Ice, which is the cut down version, and the Snowball. The main difference is the Snowball has those two polar patterns as well as a 10 dB pad, which means that you can actually record louder sources by flicking that and making it 10 decibels quieter. Now again, it's not a bad option. If you're just recording sound or you're doing live streaming or podcasting, the Snowball may be just what you need. However, if you're recording music, there's other options that we'll be getting to and talking about shortly. In fact, we'll be talking about it right now, and that is the Blue Yeti. Now, the Yeti is pretty much the industry standard. If you see folks doing gaming videos, live streams, podcasting, if they're using a USB microphone, there's a good chance it's going to be a Blue Yeti. And that's because for just under $100 retail at the moment, it packs in a heap of features. So yes, it still is a 16-bit 48 kilohertz audio interface, so it's not the highest quality, but look at the features that you get here. You get 4 different modes, so there's 3 different microphone capsules in there and 4 different modes you can choose from. You've got that zero latency monitoring through the headphone jack. You've got a mute button on there. It comes with its own built-in stand. And again, the audio quality that you get from this is just amazing. Now, I don't have one right now, and you might be thinking, Pete, you're raving about this, you don't own one. Yeah, the nature of what I do is that I buy and sell a lot of microphones, but I've used the Blue Yeti before, and it is a great microphone, great bang for your buck if you're looking for something around that $100 mark. There is, however, a new kid on the block, and that is the Blue Yeti Nano. So the Nano is a smaller and slightly cut down version of the Blue Yeti. However, it comes with a 24-bit 48 kilohertz audio interface. So the audio quality you're going to get is right up to that 24-bit that we were talking about before. Now, you only get the 2 polar patterns similar to the Snowball. So you get the cardioid and the omnidirectional polar pattern, but you still get a built-in stand. You still get that mute button. You still get that latency-free headphone jack for monitoring. So I haven't personally used one of these, but again, looking at the Amazon reviews, 4.5 stars, it's an Amazon choice and it's selling like hotcakes. So the Blue Yeti Nano is one that I certainly want to pick up and try very soon, and it might be a good option for you if you're looking for a USB mic. All right, we're on to the heavy hitters now. We're in the $100 US and over bracket, and we're going to start here with the Audio-Technica AT2020 USB. Now, the AT2020 is one of the classic, sort of most revered XLR microphones if you're using it with an external audio interface, and the USB version is the AT2020 USB. Now, it's still only a 16-bit audio interface, but it does have some good options there. It's got the headphone and the volume control on there, and it is a really good quality capsule that you get in the Audio-Technica microphone. So if you do want to spend a little bit more and maybe you're recording some music or some vocals and you want that additional quality, the AT2020 USB could be something to look at. All right, we'll switch back to Blue for just a minute because if you really want the ultimate quality from Blue microphones, the Blue Yeti Pro, coming in at around $250, is a choice that you might want to look at. Now, what is the difference between this and the Blue Yeti? Well, first of all, you get that 24-bit audio interface, so you're going to get better quality there. And the other main difference is that the Yeti Pro has an XLR as well as a USB interface. So if you want the flexibility of being able to have an analog output into a mixer or an audio interface as well as a USB input, then the Blue Yeti Pro could be something for you to consider. And finally, something a little different but very cool, and that is the Samson G Track Pro. Now, you may know I'm a big fan of Samson microphones and audio equipment. I'm talking on one right now. So this is more than a microphone though. This is a complete recording solution because as well as a mic with multiple capsules and all of the settings that you can see here, you also get an instrument input. So you can plug in your guitar or your keyboard and jam away and record on 2 channels at the same time. Even better, you get 24-bit 96 kilohertz audio resolution. Now, once again, I haven't personally used this one, but I know folks who have, and they rave about it. So it is on my shopping list to pick one up and check out very soon. So keep an eye and make sure you're subscribed here on the channel, and hopefully soon we'll be getting a review of the G Track Pro. There you have it. Hopefully you now understand a heap more about the options you have when picking up a USB microphone, and you can make the best purchasing decision. Once again, the links to all of these microphones we've talked about are down in the description. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.